As I got older, I thought a lot of my 20s would be about learning new skills, becoming prettier, as well as becoming more confident. But honestly, it's been more about unlearning a lot of things that I thought were true. These are things that I thought were true for a very long time, and unlearning them was quite hard, but I believe that it was very necessary. Hi, my name is Catherine, also known as Sipriani. I'm reaching my mid-20s, and today I'm going to be talking about a lot of things that I had to unlearn in my 20s so far. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below anything that you've learned in your 20s or your 30s or whichever age you are, and anything that you've learned I want to bring into your 2026. Just a little disclaimer for this video. I'm in no way advising you to do anything or act in any certain ways. I'm just giving a bit of reflection and things that I've learned, and honestly things that I'm trying to implement more. So let's get started. One of the main things I had to unlearn was that being nice keeps the peace. While it is super important to be nice and to be kind to people, something I had to learn is that there are levels to being nice. While it is important to treat people well, something I've had to unlearn is that you cannot allow people to treat you badly or do whatever they like, all in the name of keeping peace. Growing up, I was more of a reserved girl, just a bit more on the quiet side, only stuck to my friends and things of that sort. And I've always had a bit of an issue with saying no. So if somebody was asking me for a favor or requesting something, I'd always be open to saying, yes, of course, I'm gonna be the girl to do it for you. I'm going to, give you what you need. And yes, it's very important to help your friends or help people out and everything. But if it comes to the detriment of yourself, or you lose out on something, or you're not able to do something that is a priority to you, saying no becomes the priority. So after a while, I learned that if I have to prioritize something, for example, I need to pay for something, or I'm prioritizing my savings, and somebody asks me for money, of course I can lend you money if it's feasible. But if I don't have enough money to be able to do what I want and then also help you, I have to say no. A lot of the time, it's not even just down to doing things for people in need or doing things for people who might need your help, but sometimes it's just not doing something because you don't want to do it. If I feel like I want to have a good night's rest and I have work tomorrow and somebody's asking me to go out, yes, it can be fun, or I can be keeping the peace, or I can be being nice about it just so that they can be happy, but it's going to be to the detriment of myself and I want to stay at home. So saying no would be the best option in that scenario. And along with that, not only is saying no important when necessary, but also being able to speak up for yourself and take a stand on things that you believe or boundaries that you have. An example of this is if somebody makes a light joke or says something and it may be lighthearted, but it may have offended you or made you feel some type of way. While it can be comfortable to just laugh about it and dismiss it and just be like, oh, they didn't mean it, sometimes you just have to say, I actually didn't like the fact that you said that. Even though it is uncomfortable, it's very important just to be able to stand for yourself and just not be so nice and neglectful to the way you feel. Another thing that I've had to learn, or I had to unlearn in my 20s, is that potential is better than behavior. For a long time, I believed that the potential that people have is very important because they could eventually become better versions of themselves, or be better towards me, or treat people better. But in reality, a lot of people don't reach their potential. I've been through a lot of relationships in my life, whether they are friendships or partnerships or anything of that sort. And while it is important to see the potential that people have and what they can potentially become, the reality of the situation is that a lot of people do not reach that potential. A lot of people, while they can do better, they choose not to, and that is okay. I've had to unlearn looking at people and thinking, oh, he can do better, or she can treat me better, or she can be nicer towards me, and realize that the behavior that they're showing me now is very indicative of how they feel towards me or how they are as a person. In any type of relationship I've been in, I realized that as much as you can tell them and say, oh, I actually don't like this, I actually don't like the fact that you're doing this, or trying to push them in the right direction, a lot of the times people do realize what they are doing or how they act may be affecting you or may not be right, but they might not see it as what you might see it as, or they might not take on board what you say and try to be better. So the reality of the situation is, yes, while people do have potential to be better, sometimes that's just not the case. They will never reach that potential, and that's okay. But the main thing that I had to learn is to take these things on and move accordingly and pursue friendships or end friendships, and that's something that was very important while hard for me. So another very important thing that I had to unlearn is that I owe access to everybody. This is not true. This can be one of the more controversial ones because it is quite a thought process that you do owe people things or you do owe people access to you. And the reality of it is that you actually don't. One thing that I had to unlearn is that my peace and my privacy and my boundaries are very important. I realized that while everybody is nice and people can show themselves to be nice and treat you well, they don't always have good intentions for you. I unfortunately had to unlearn this the hard way. In the past, I've had friendships where I've thought, oh, this girl is so nice, she can never do anything like that. Oh, she's so nice, like when she's asking me these questions, she's my friend, so I kind of have to answer them. Or when she's saying these things, she's my friend, so I guess it just goes. But the reality of the situation is that a lot of people don't have good intentions for you. They don't want to see you do well. They don't cherish you as people. And that is completely okay. One thing I had to learn is to take on discernment as a priority, to be able to look at people and assess people and see, do they align with my values? Do they align with my beliefs? Do they align with where I see myself going in the future? And a lot of times people don't align, and even though it might make your circle a lot smaller, it is important to take these on and to realize that you only owe access to people who deserve access to you. I learned that I don't have to feel bad for removing access from people in my life. So while reminiscing on access and potential, another really important thing that I had to unlearn is that you need confidence before you start anything, or confidence comes before action. This basically means that you need to be perfect at what you're doing, you need to be confident at what you're doing before you take action or before you pursue what exactly you're trying to pursue. If you guys didn't know already, I'm actually a hairstylist located in Galway. I sell hair and I also do hair for people. And when I was beginning, my initial thought process was that, okay, I'm going to do all my packaging, I'm going to make sure everything is perfect, I'm going to do the trials and errors, I'm going to make sure everything is perfect before I start. And the reality of the situation is that it delayed me lots of years. I thought that I had to be perfect, everything has to be perfect, everything must be tip top, and my T's must be crossed and my I's must be dotted. And while you can have a bit of structure to what you're doing, it's not necessary that you have to be perfect or you have to be overly confident, because when you have this mindset, it can delay you a lot. So after a bit of trial and error, I realized that it's better to do it scared than to just wait until everything is perfect. I learned that sometimes you just have to do it imperfectly so that eventually you can perfect your craft. And this was very important for me to learn, because now I've been doing hair for 4 years and I've been selling hair for just over a year. And I'm super grateful for being able to realize that taking action is way more important than making sure everything is perfect, because you're able to make things better and tweak things to fit the dynamic that you're trying to uphold. So my final point, for last but it's definitely not least, is that your 20s have a timeline. So if you don't already know, which I'm sure you don't, I am 23 and I'm in my final year of college. One thing that we all know is that most people finish college when they're 20 or 21, 22 at latest, but I will be graduating when I'm 24, maybe 24 and a half. And I had to realize that is okay. It's okay to be at a certain stage or restart or go over things, trial and error, because you don't have to have the same timeline as everybody else. Something that was very important that I learned is that comparison is the thief of joy. A lot of people that are my age have cars, maybe they have houses, maybe they have big corporate jobs, or they might be in positions that I may want to be, but my timeline is not the same as theirs. For me, I would have gone through things that maybe they didn't have to go through, or they would have gone through things or done things that was very necessary for their growth and caused them to excel in the thing that they're doing. And I had to realize that I have my own timeline. Something very important that somebody said to me, I think their dad told them, is that 5 plus 5 is equal to 10, but so is 2 plus 8. and 6 plus 4 and 1 plus 9. All of those numbers are equal to 10. So while it may take you a bit longer to get to a destination, if you put in the work and you put in the time and you're consistent with it, you will eventually get to that destination. I had to learn that I'm actually not behind in life. I'm just taking my own time and I'm on my own timeline. I know a lot of people might be veering towards getting their house, but when you have different priorities or you have a different starting point, it's very important to realize these things, take these on board, and focus on your journey to get to where exactly you need to be. So that was something that was very important for me to unlearn, and I'm so grateful that I was able to unlearn, because now I'm able to progress in life and do everything that I need to do to get to where I need to. So that's everything so far that I've had to unlearn in my 20s in order to become a better person and just do better for myself. Unlearning these things didn't happen all at once, of course. It's still something that I'm still trying to learn and still doing trial and error to see where it takes me. And of course, it's not perfect, but when I implement intention and discernment, I will be able to unlearn a lot more things and reach better places, of course. Honestly, I hope all of these things resonated with you, and if anything stuck out to you more, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comments and we can have a little discussion about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and catch me in the next video.